morning. Welcome to our morning devotion. It is indeed a good day, a new morning that God has granted us. It is a privilege that we have been given a chance to have another day to worship and also to praise His name. It is indeed something to thank God for the many months that He has given us, knowing that there are many who have lost their lives, but we are privileged to be alive today. It is also good to thank God for the many things that He has done in our lives. Though we may be facing challenges as a country, we are thankful for the peaceful elections that we had, for the peace we are continuing to enjoy, and also a hope that our future is better than today. Let us thank God for the many things that He has also promised us. He has always reminded us that He'll never leave us. He's always with us. We continue with our theme of this month, Christian family living. And we have been looking at the family, or the Christian family, or God's plan for a family, knowing that the family was ordained by God through marriage, but we also learned that there are different types of families that God has brought us together for a purpose, for a reason. It is indeed true that a family is that collection of people who come together with a specific purpose or a goal. When we come together and we find ourselves forging forward to achieve a goal, then that interaction, that communication, that relationship building makes us be a family. We are a Kenyan family because we belong in the same country. We are a church family because we worship together and believe in one God. We are in our own extended and nuclear families because we met people, or they met us in those families, and we have to interact with them and also work together for a specific goal or purpose. Today, I want us to look at something more on Christian family living as we look at the purpose of a Christian family. Why should we be in a Christian family? Or what is the importance of being in a family in the first place? Now that we know we are a family, we know we belong to a family, we know that man is a social being, he cannot live alone. That's why God planned that he should be in a family. Wherever you are in a family. Wherever place you are, you will realize that you belong to a certain family. What is the importance of that family? And when we realize the importance of a family, then we will strive to stick to our families. We will strive to be better in our families and to also better our families so that we can achieve more as families. And one thing that you realize is that families gives us an identity. You are, or you belong to a family that gave you an identity. When you were born, you became part and parcel of your family. And through your parents, they gave you an identity. And that identity is very important. It may be that name, it may be the values of or the culture of where you are born in, but it means that it defines you and you grow towards that identity. You work towards that identity. You are influenced by that identity, that culture, that value, those morals that you found in your family. The same with our Christian family living. Anyone who is born in a Christian family is given an identity of being a Christian. That's why when a child is born, he comes and be baptized so that he can join and be part and a member of the Christian family. He is given an identity that is no longer anybody but a Christian, a follower of Christ, someone who has denounced Satan and his works, and he has vowed to follow God's command. Through the godparents and the parents, that child believes in the Christian faith. It is an identity. When we come and join a church and be a member of a church and maybe in a cell group, you have that identity. You enjoy the identity of that church. You are privileged to be called alongside that church. It is an identity. Very important that your family, you are identified with your family. And this is what we are looking at today. that when we live in a family, then we'll be identified with that family. What kind of family are we in? As we look at Christian family living, are we in a Christian family? Are we building a Christian family? Looking at our friends who also make us part of our family, our workplace families, can we say that together with our friends, we make a Christian family? Can we say, as a country, we are a Christian family? Can we say, as our village, we are a Christian family? Can we be identified in terms of Christ in where we belong to? Looking at our friends, looking at those people who we relate with, are we in any way identified with Christ through our family? It is good to say that once we get this identity, those families influence our path or the paths we take towards our living. They influence the path we take in our society. When we belong in that family, we start living like that family. We are influenced by the things they do, by the words they speak, by the language they speak, by what they see is right and what they see is wrong. Then they shape our paths towards how we see the environment, how we see the society, how we see other people. If we belong in a family that is not Christian-based, then we will not see things in a Christian way. We are different from those who are called or also born or also adopted in a Christian family. How has our families influenced us? How are we in our families influencing others? You may be a parent, you may be a student in a school, you may be a son, a daughter. In that family, are you influencing others positively or negatively? Are you influencing them to live a Christian life now that we know that families influence how we see things, the paths we take, the choices we make? Can we say that as a society, what we are seeing today, how we are living today, how we are being seen as general is influenced by how we are doing things in our family setups? In Deuteronomy 6 verse 7, this is what the Israelites were being told, the Jews, that they should teach their children whenever they are with them, whenever they sit, whenever they walk, when they are eating, at all times. Take advantage of every minute to teach them that there is only one God and to teach them the laws of God. That is how important the family setup was. That at the family setup, they would be influenced, they would be taught and be given an identity that they belong to God, that they are God's creation, that they only have one God, who is God, that is Yahweh. The same with us in our family setups. We are influenced by what we see. When we see our youths going on and indulging into drugs and many evil things, can we say that the influence has come from a family, from their families? Can we say, as Christians, we have not gone out and influenced others to join us in our family? Are we too selfish, being a family, a Christian family, to accommodate others so that we can also influence them? That is what we were looking at when we were doing evangelism, that we are a family that has been called to go out and not just preach, but show what Christianity is. Influence, identity. When we say we are Christians, a family which we say as a country we are a Christian nation, are we indeed a Christian nation? Have we been influenced to live a Christian life, or are we doing things negatively? That identity that causes you and influences how you see things also influences your role in the society. We see In Ephesians, Paul is talking about the roles of a man, the roles of a woman, the roles of children, and telling them that God or Jesus Christ is above the family. These roles, they are different roles, but all of them are to make this family work together and have an order in that family. And through submission, that this family can live in unity. How we have been brought up, and in the families we belong to, they influence the roles we play in our society. Men will be influenced by what they are supposed to do based on the family they have grown into, or the family they belong into. Remember, we also join families when we are old, when we are adults, when we are young, when we make our choices to come out from our Christian families and join our friends and make other families that are ungodly. Then they influence us, and we stop doing the roles that God has commanded us to do and do what the world is doing. Identity. It all starts by identifying ourselves with the family. Are we identifying ourselves in a Christian family? Are our families Christian to start with, so that our children can identify with them? If at the top we cannot be identified as Christians, then we cannot build a Christian family. And those who come and join us will not be influenced to do things that are related to our Christian faith, but they'll do what we do. Let us remember that God has created us to belong in a Christian family, to build Christian families, to raise Christian children in a Christian family, to make a Christian society made of Christian families. What we see in the society reflects what it is in our families. It starts by identifying ourselves with Jesus Christ. If I cannot be identified with Christ himself, then it means I cannot transform my family to be a Christian family. That means that if I take that responsibility and a deliberate choice to be identified with Christ, then he will introduce me to a church family, a Christian family in our church, in our cell group. And through that family, I'll be able to be encouraged. I'll be able to grow in that family and also invite others to that big Christian family, those who will believe in one faith. Family and identity. May we start by being identified with Christ. Before thinking of building a family of Christians, then we must also have been transformed to be practicing Christians. Let us not just say we are a Christian nation, but we don't practice Christianity. Let us not say that we are or belong to God as families, as a church, yet our words and actions are not based on his commands. The importance of a family, identity. The importance of a Christian family is to give you that Christian identity, that you belong to Christ, that he died for your sins, that he will come again. And that identity will always be our assurance that we belong to God. We have a future. We are assured that our tomorrow is better than today. And by being identified with him, then our children, our friends, our colleagues will come to us and join us in our Christian family. And together we'll have a Christian family living. Let us watch over our identity. Let us deliberately choose to be identified with Christ so that together we can form a family, an important family that can give a Christian identity. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.